I'm delighted to introduce our annual Pakistan Banking Perspectives report, summarizing the performance of banks in 2020. In this report, you will find analysis and forward-looking views from our professionals and industry leads about banks operating in Pakistan. While banks endeavor to manage vast exposures to governance and compliance issues, disruptions around customer experience, technology-enabled delivery channels, empathy, and culture are taking priority. CEOs are focusing on building financial and operational resilience to face the future developments in banking. Going forward, embracing ESG agenda is of immense importance to ensure investor confidence in the banking sector. I believe this report is insightful and a thought-provoking read.
Having an integrated ESG strategy will be vital for financial institutions. If you ask my advice, put ESG at the very heart of what you do. Integrate it holistically from customer to employees and from strategies to activities, all to be viewed from an ESG lens. Use ESG as a practical and value-adding tool. It can help banks understand and price risks and can generate significant commercial value.
Leading corporates, including banks across the globe, are rising to the challenge of treating their customers with empathy, which has become even more pivotal during these challenging times. In doing so, empathetic banks will be able to offer a caring experience by delivering ease and convenience in the moments when it will be felt the most by their customers. It is when long-term place is made in the hearts of customers, ensuring sustainable business for years to come. Customers go through a certain journey of awareness, research, discovery, and decision with their banks. And then they advocate for or against their services among other customers and potential customers. So depending on what point they are at in that journey, there is a specific experience to engage with them, and that must be relevant to their expectations and needs, not something that is kind of trending. Growing maturity on technology and AI-backed solutions paired with banking customers' growing willingness to use digital channels even for complex interactions afford banking leaders the opportunities to offer personalized services and experiences to their clients, more importantly at scale, with an inherent element of compassion. Paycheck to purpose, supplemented with the feature of care for internal customers, is the key for motivation, particularly in these testing times, to go an extra mile in extending the best-in-class services to their clientele.
Audit is a critical pillar in a bank's governance structure, and the relationship between auditors and audit committees plays a vital role in good governance. We consider that interaction of the engagement partner with the audit committees of banks is, apart from being a legal requirement, is also an important and useful tool in communication between the auditors and those charged with governance. Our experience indicates it is more advantageous for a quality audit to ensure timely involvement of the auditors in understanding the business of the bank and the background of significant audit matters.
In Pakistan, the regulatory landscape continues to evolve as the regulators seek to ensure greater financial global integration, as well as ensuring that the economic sectors in Pakistan are documented for sustainable growth. I expect cybersecurity, data privacy, environmental and social and corporate governance, transparent reporting to be at the forefront of our regulatory focus, whilst we move into digital economy on a scalable basis with a national financial inclusion agenda. For banks, there is no choice except to embrace the appropriate governance, risk and compliance framework. The risk of not doing so is increase in compliance cost and resultant impediment to growth.
On industry-wise comparison, the banking sector can be ranked as one of the highest tax contributor with the highest corporate tax rate and with levy of super tax, additional tax on federal securities, sales tax, federal excise duty, collection and payment of taxes. This has put the banks in the forefront of the taxation system. The banking sector has been facing quite a number of litigations for some time in respect of treatment of tax provisions and impairment of investment. This has been addressed to some extent with insertion of the second schedule, but this is still not helping. In my view, there is a need to simplify the seventh schedule, reducing the discretionary powers and making it a self-contained and simplified code for banking sector. The 18th Amendment has given the rights to the provinces to levy tax on services, and the banks have been paying sales tax on in all the 4 provinces, and also the federal excise duty in Islamabad capital territory. This has increased the compliance cost of the banks, so there is a need to provide them a one solution, one return, one window operation for ease of doing business. That is also something which is on the mind of the tax authorities, or mind of the government, to provide ease of business to the corporate sector. To the best of our knowledge, the Federal Board of Revenue is also working on providing one sales tax return for the federal and provincial taxes. On the international front, the banks have been complying now for a number of years with laws like automatic exchange of information, corporate reporting standards, and country-by-country reporting. All these add to the cost of doing business for banking sector and in turn increase the cost of credit for the customers in an economy where credit is still a challenge. Thank you very much, and we wish you a very healthy and happy days ahead.
Pre-COVID-19, organizations were on their journey towards a digital business model, each traveling at a different pace. 2020 was a game changer. Words became action as the global pandemic forced a dramatic acceleration both in the speed of change and the required investment of digital transformation. However, I strongly believe that true digitalization goes way beyond a mobile app, a website, or a toll-free number. It's a mindset. Now customers want to get engaged with the banks without any hassle, which is the foundation of any digital initiative. With more than 76 million users in Pakistan and one of the biggest retail markets, inception of an era of digital banking is inevitable. 2020 has made it clear that it is important for the banks to come to people if people cannot go to the banks. My advice, embrace the change quickly and don't get obsolete.
Banks will transform alongside the shifts in how people work, live, and play. Leading banks of tomorrow will understand that technology will not limit what is possible. The 4 primary areas that will enhance financial services' ability to deliver improved financial well-being are: data, it will become widely available. Customers will begin using its significance to extract more value from products and services offered to them. Extending their business model, leading banks will explore opportunities beyond core products. Regulations would judge banks on the outcomes they deliver to customers. And finally, technology, being both the enabler and driver of change, will transform both the nature of services as well as how they are delivered and consumed.